You got to react to these points of the video, each lasts 10 to 30 seconds, Spheric the study expert, and the hypocrisy. youtube.b/3jtmyap108 t equals 264 youtube.b/3jtmyap108 question.
Okay, we'll do that in a moment. Thanks for the donation, dude.
Having some muscles, of course, is associated with longevity.
Muscle absolutely does equal health. So if you're born with more muscle cells, you have a health advantage versus other people. You're protected from diabetes. You're less likely to suffer from clinical sarcopenia when you get older. You're also going to have an easier time actually physically moving around. So you're going to have a greater propensity to actually exercise in the first place. There's also metabolic benefits too. You're less likely to have obesity, shit like that. So no, there are health benefits to having more muscle, period. Regardless of how it's made. Obviously, if you're taking a shit ton of steroids and shit, that's not good for you, but having muscle itself is good for you.
If you look at studies on longevity, those who are the weakest...
Association studies are completely irrelevant, seeing as they are...
Every single study on nutrition and health is associative. This is something Sverige doesn't understand. Even when you're looking at randomized trials, you're looking for associations. So he's probably going to say the stupid thing, correlation doesn't equal causation. Well, it does if the correlations are logically linked and the correlations are strong and consistent and you can weed out any confounding variables.
Anti-scientific. Those kind of studies will say that vegan diets are healthy. You could easily find an association between wearing an umbrella and a reduced risk in brain tumors, as I explained.
Yeah, again, there's no logical link between those two things. So if you saw that in a study, you wouldn't expect it to be causal.
In a different video. I will link you a meta-analysis which will prove that if you work out for more than 40 minutes a week, that you will reduce your lifespan.
Yeah, so he's cherry-picking one study. Pretty sure that's not what the finding actually was. I think this was with weight training. And what's likely going on here is that people who are doing more weight training just have a higher propensity to eat like shitty diets, so like high in red meat. Also take steroids, have unhealthy habits. If you look at something like cardiovascular training, so like running, long distance running, cycling, there's like the more you do, the better. In most research, there isn't an upper limit where you see mortality fall off.
If you want to take association studies...
Yeah, so that's stupid.
It is right, otherwise he wouldn't be acting like this. Of course, any kind of cardio, which is anything you do in the gym, anything that increases your heart rate, will stretch out your heart. This has been proven.
Anything that increases your heart rate will be bad, stretch out your heart. I don't know what he means by that. Being physically inactive will increase your heart rate. So if you exercise, your ability to intake oxygen through your lungs, your ability to pump blood through your body, it all becomes more efficient and your heart doesn't need to beat as much. So my resting heart rate is always around 60. I think your average person is around 70. And if you're an overweight, inactive person, it's going to be higher than that. It's not uncommon to see resting heart rates in the 75-80 range. So whose heart is under more stress, given that circumstance? Obviously, the person who's sedentary and overweight.
Proven biochemically, scientifically, no associations. It's because of your cardiac output, which increases every time you exercise.
Beats, which is going to last longer, a car sitting in the garage or a car that's just revving at 5,000 RPMs in neutral?
And so is there no...
Yeah, a car engine is not a heart, so those are two different fucking things.
between. For example, my McLaren. If I don't ever take it for a drive, it could die out the battery. It's not good. You actually want to take it for a drive. And so just like a car...
Well, you can actually... I don't care. A fucking car is not a fucking heart. It's just a stupid analogy.
You just need to lift weights. And so no, I'm not going to go...
Lifting weights is cardio by every definition of the word.
No, it is anaerobic. So usually when people are talking about cardio, they're talking about aerobic training. So you will get some aerobic benefit from doing weight training, but it's not aerobic specific.
Jesus, this guy is stupid.
That far. I don't think that the heart is made to support people who are 500 or 600 pounds, but certainly can support somebody who goes to the gym 3 times a week and has 20 pounds more muscle than they would have without training.
What about medium muscles? Are you going to live longer? Yeah, maybe a little bit longer for medium muscles.
And so he says if you extrapolate this data, then perhaps medium-sized muscles can help you to live longer. And so why doesn't he start the video with that? Hey, everyone, I want to promote...
This is... Even Greg's response
You just need
is,
to live...
like, actually
No
stupid.
in between. For example, my McLaren...
God damn it. Wait.
You just need to lift weights. And so no, I'm not going to go...
Lifting weights is cardio by...
Yeah, we already looked at that one.
Really train harder than last time.
I went to Greg Doucette's video to check the description to see if he has linked anything that he presented in this video, but there's nothing, which means that this could simply be an article. It really means nothing at all. I can't take it seriously.
Trying to look...
Yeah, Sverige typically does that. He only linked this meta-analysis here this one time, but Sverige will typically claim that he'll typically claim that there's research and evidence supporting something, then he'll never link it. By the way, if you actually read this paper, 16 studies met eligibility criteria. Muscle strengthening activities were associated with a 10 to 17% lower risk of all-cause mortality, cardiovascular disease, total cancer, diabetes, and lung cancer. No association was found between muscle strengthening activities and risk of some site-specific cancers, J-shaped associations with a maximum risk reduction, approximately 10 to 20% at approximately 30 to 60 minutes of muscle strengthening activities were found for all-cause mortality, CVD. So they actually found a benefit to weight training. It's just that it was a J-shaped curve where the benefits seemed to reduce at a certain point. But that's not what Sverige is claiming. He's saying any amount of exercise is bad for you. So he's literally linking research that disproves his opinion.
Bodybuilders are dying from heart failure.
Correlation does not equal causation. How many times...
It's a joke. This video is a joke.
When people say that, they don't know what they're saying. Like, the proper response is, yeah, there's probably some other confounding variable that's affecting the results. Whatever. Thanks for the donation, dude.